it's me. It's BDevine, of course, and welcome. It's Happy Halloween. To me, just doing a reading like this is way easier today with all that's going on. Oops, just 1 second, everyone. Okay, so I totally forgot to bring all my Halloween stickers down, but we get it, okay? It's Happy Halloween. I'm going to do the Halloween Oracle, and I'm also going to do a Hello from Heaven, right? Because we know the veil's really thin today, especially, and we're going to do that. So I want you to have a number 1 or a number 2 in your mind. And today is the last day for 25% off everything. So if you've been wanting to do any of my courses, the tarot course is 25% off. You can get started. We're only in week 1 with the tarot course. They're only open today, really, for all the lessons to become unlocked. So you can do that. I'd love to have you there. And I will be posting a Zoom call that we did about the tarot course. I'll be posting that in the next couple of days so you can kind of see everything that you're going to learn, okay? And also some of your classmates, which are, it's awesome. All right, so the world is changing, as you already know, and things are about to shift again, especially now that we are entering into the eclipse phase. We're entering into the eclipse phase coming up. Well, we've already just had a new moon semi-eclipse, right? Now we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. I believe Mars, is it Mars? Yes, Mars is doing something right now. I mean, it's all kinds of things that are pushing us towards this rebirthing energy, right? So you need to remember that when crap is going wrong, or, you know, people have been reporting to me that suddenly their jobs are gone, you know, so there's strange situations going on here. So, yeah, a friend of mine's just writing to me right now about her daughter just lost her job on Amazon. If something is shutting off, there is definitely a reason, okay? There's definitely a reason, and there's always going to be something else that we can move into. You know, people often find themselves devastated when they lose a job or something ends because they believe it's something that they've done, you know, when in reality, it's fear that's taking over for a lot of these companies as well, right? As we know, they're afraid of everything crashing and burning, especially with what's been happening with a lot of stupidity going on right now, right? So we're not going to focus on this. We are focusing on new directions. As a sovereign being of light, we hereby cleanse and clear our energy. We call upon our spiritual light team. We call upon source energy and our higher self. And we ask for this to work with us, to be with us today. We're calling upon all those from the divine, all of our ancestors and all our loved ones, animals in spirit also, who are working with us to move into this next phase, into this next timeline. And we call them close so that they are here while this reading is going on today. And if there is someone that is here today, I will also tell you what I'm feeling and sensing, okay? We ask to be grounded into the center of the earth and into the center of the universe. We ask for this pillar of light to move up and down through our physical being, through all of our chakras, removing anything we don't need and enhancing things we do, and also bringing through gifts and opening our abilities to 1,000%. We are asking for a triple shield of protection, an overlaying high vibrational shield, and an abundant shield to be placed around each and every person around the globe. And we ask for angels to be at every window, at every street corner, and lining every single street around this globe, holding hands and enhancing the light vibration on this planet now. Uplifting the people now. Leading them out of despair and into happiness now. As we turn over into a new month, into a new direction, we give thanks for all of the blessings that are coming through. We give thanks for all of the opportunities, for the abundance, for the life-changing pathways that we are going to find ourselves upon. We shall not live in fear, but instead embrace the truth of who we are as a soul, as a being of light, as a high vibrational being. We have the power to change and do anything that we wish. And we hereby bring about these changes and healing, light codes, information, and energy to flow easily to us and through us, everywhere we go and everything that we do. People will see our light. People will know that there is hope, that there is a way out. And we ask for this to be done, releasing all negative energy away from us now, and give Archangel Michael permission to please make sure that our shield is reinforced as needed. And we are asking this to be done in all directions of time and space through all layers of our entire being. We also give protection of the highest of the high to all other aspects of ourself on different dimensions, planets, or timelines right now. Protecting ourselves on every level. It is sealed with love and light. So be it. It is done. So be it. So be it. So be it. Okay? Are we ready now for our readings? We certainly are. Okay, I'm looking at the Halloween Oracle first. So let's go. What's the first message everybody needs to hear? Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. Now, I can't say that very well. All right. So that's also another indication, the Day of the Dead, right? The werewolf. And one more card we need. Scrying. Okay. So I do have my ball today. So I will bring it closer to me. And I will remember to do it, right? We've got charms. We've got all kinds of stuff we're doing. So even though I couldn't be with you live, and we just always have to have someone with the dogs right now. It's just the way it is. We are going to have fun doing this, okay? All right, so the first one, Lady. Okay, so the iconic Lady of Death with the pale skull-like face, zombie eyes, and rich red funeral flowers in her hair has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween. And, oh my gosh, they're going to make me say it in Spanish and I can't. The Mexican Day of the Dead, El Día de las Muertas. Oh God, I can't do it. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't mean to do it. My brother, Nathan, he passed away. And he used to always laugh at me. He's like, you can't do this? Like, why is this so hard for you? I'm like, I can't do the R's and I can't, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. You can't speak Australian. I can't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. So the original model for this flamboyant Lady of Death can be traced back to the ancient Aztec goddess Mictlantecuhtli. Oh my God. As time went on, the figure remained balanced between beauty and horror and morphed into the Lady of the Dead and eventually into the more modern graphic figure of Katrina. It is also reported that the identity of the original Katrina was based on women who were very rich and had everything they wanted in this life, yet death takes everyone equally. So it was a reminder that no matter how beautiful, rich, popular, or famous you were in the end, death takes all. So the Mexican culture has a long-standing history of laughing at death and seeing it as just another aspect of life. In some ways, death is also the last taboo in many Western cultures, We tend to hide away our dying, and some of us may never even see the body of someone who's passed on in our whole lives. But this was much more common occurrence in the past. So acknowledging that death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then we can choose to be life-affirming, takes away much of the fear. So take a light approach to a situation initially, and it may work out better. If you're holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simplify and let go, okay? We're being reminded that there's finality, and like when you die, what do you care what you take with you? You know, I remember my grandma, obviously I nursed my grandma to the end, and then my dad till the end. It must have been something that was part of my, you know, they must have done it for me, you know, in a past life or whatever. And she just, you know, had all these beautiful things, and a lot of her heritage was Welsh. And so a lot of her teacups and teapots and things like that were, you know, all these fancy things that she used to have, and just put away all of her china, and we'd just look at it. We weren't allowed to use it, all that sort of stuff. And she loved to go shopping and all these things. And she sat there with me at the end of the bed when she, you know, probably about 4 days before passing. Of course, we didn't know it was 4 days before passing at the time. And she said, look, make sure you always just go and have fun. Make sure that you're laughing. Don't worry about money. Just, you know, just go through your life with joy and adventure. She said to me, I wish I had traveled more. I wish I had, I mean, she did travel a fair bit, but she wished that she had done more rather than, for whatever reason, staying home or staying back or not going or turning down invitations. And that was one of the things that she said to me, like, you know, look, what is all this stuff? You know, what do I need all this stuff for? I've never really needed all this stuff. Why did I have it, you know? So it's also looking at your life on the whole, you know, looking at your life and your energy, like where you waste time, where you waste energy. You know, something ends and you're all, you know, just butthurt that it didn't work the way you wanted it to. You're frustrated. You think the universe is not listening to you. But of course, the universe is bringing you into the proper alignment, you know. And if we look back on our life at all the things that changed and we hated it at the time, all of it was bringing us into our alignment. Or, you know, sometimes we go into an even worse situation, you know. Again, it's all about alignment. It's all about our journey. And it's all about lessons along the way that we don't have to continue to repeat. So the werewolf here. Okay. All right. So the werewolf. Where are you? A werewolf. Okay. So after a painful, excruciating, bone-jarring struggle against the change, the man releases to the magic. Howling unrestrained under the full moon, now the half-man, half-wolf rises up, snarling, and goes looking for blood. Yes, we all know the power of the werewolf. So after the end of the European witch trials, an intense interest in the werewolf developed in folklore tales and evolved to become the stuff of horror stories. Fairly consistently since then, the wolfman or lichen has featured regularly in tales both told and written. Of course, during the last 100 years, there have been many hugely popular movies, including American Werewolf in London, and theme books such as the recent Twilight Saga series. So the werewolf is a kind of shapeshifter, but one that has traditionally had little control over his wildness. In a way, an inner battle between civilization and wild animal nature fights inside the one body. The vitality, strength, and freedom of the animal versus the reason, control, and intellect of the man. Which one, though, is the dominant force? What is the healthy balance between our animal nature, one that is wild, free, and connected to nature and our radically civilized humaneness, separate from our dominant over nature. The werewolf asks us to consider this balance and to delve into our own ideas of wildness, independence, and custodianship of the planet. When is the last time you spent all day outside? When is the last time you threw your head back and howled at the moon? Do you quash the vitality and curiosity of your body and mind by sitting all day in front of a computer? The werewolf challenges you to leave or weave a balance between nature and your own nature. Okay, wow. All right. Sometimes we are, it's just like this one, fighting this change from happening. And this next full moon, we cannot fight this whole thing that's been building up. So the 8th of November, very, very, very important period where we'll be looking back at this and remembering these times that we've had over the last almost 3 years. The nonsense needs to stop. The people of the United States in particular need to come together instead of fighting the divide. And, if everybody wants to have the body they have, or the life that they have, or the house that they have, or the freedoms that they have, then if they want that, then let everybody have that. No need to call anybody out on what you think they might not be doing to support you, or any of that stuff, right? It's just nonsense. That's just making people go around in circles and really not know where they stand. To me, it's making people feel weaker than they were before. So we're going to go back into this new phase, right? Transformed. And not everybody's going to get it. And I'm sorry, but not everybody is coming with us on this journey. And that's obvious. Not everybody is going to do that. And not everybody is going to make these different changes that they need to make because they have a stance with righteousness, like they feel like that it's righteous. Anything that's hurting anybody else is not righteous. Doesn't matter what it is. So we need to be looking at things differently. Explore our wildness. Explore, what I get a lot of people to ask themselves, when I'm doing readings for you or whatever, is what is it that if you had nothing stopping you in this entire world, nothing is blocking you, nothing is stopping you, money's not stopping you, people aren't stopping you, life isn't stopping you, what would you be doing? And you know what? People haven't even thought about that. Then it shows you the subconscious fear of always having a problem. If it's even hard for you to imagine life without the problem, or it hasn't even occurred to you after all of the work that you've done, that there's going to be no, problem, then you need to look at why. So maybe we're being asked, for whatever reason I wanted to do these cards today, looks like we're all being asked to look at things differently, which is fine. And then we're being asked to get back to our scrying, okay? All right, so we'll take a look at this. We're going to do some different things today. So scrying is the divination technique of seeing unconscious images appear upon or within a surface. For example, water scrying, very easy to do. I'll have to sit and do it with you one day. So people scry into a crystal ball, a black mirror. Now, a black mirror or an obsidian mirror is going to show you the shadow self. It's going to show you blocks, subconscious stuff. Okay. So you could use water, you can use ice, you can use anything to divine. And it gets to the point in this journey, after so many years and so much practice with divination techniques, you could throw me some paper and I'd be able to give you a reading even without the paper, but you know, just to make it fun. You could throw paper at me and I could give you a reading. So that's how much trust is involved. This is why you need to do my courses, everybody, because I help you to trust and have confidence in what you're doing. But this is how much trust is involved. So it's a very ancient technique to scry, and it's traditionally done on Halloween. So the keys to effective scrying are being as relaxed as possible, minimizing the distractions, softening your gaze, and allowing. The enemy of effective scrying is distraction, both from inside and out. So you turn off the phone, lights, anywhere where you can see it. If you're scrying outdoors, just let nature take a hold. And take the time to settle into the environment and listen to all the noises, so your mind will not need to break your focus later. So settling the mind as much as you can. This is why in most spiritual techniques, you are asked to make sure that you're working on meditation to quiet the mind. Meditation is actually going to be key, like pulling yourself back in and doing this inner work. It's going to be key to how the outer world works for you, right? All right, let me see. Okay. Right. So, all right. So it suggests to try things out for starters. Try to scry. To me, this is just a reminder for me to do a little crystal ball reading, and I'm going to do that one. And I'm also going to do my amethyst one, because I saw this one here too as well. Okay, so you can choose the amethyst or you can choose the clear quartz, okay, for this next part, and I will do a quick reading with that. So if you want to indicates that you may wish to develop your intuition further and not rely solely on the logical part of your mind for all of the answers. True wisdom takes a balance of logic and imagination, intuition for true wisdom. So we let whatever ends, and we appreciate what we have. We go through this transformation, and it's not always easy, but it's worthwhile. And we start to practice on going within a little bit more in order to receive information, advice, and assistance as we're going through, right? And underneath the card was the veil, which talks about the future. And right now, the veil is extremely thin, as we know, right, on All Hallows Eve. And we get into this energy of feeling something. We all can feel something inside. Now, sometimes I feel this gentle feeling of anxiety inside of me, but it's not anxiety. It's like, I know something's coming. And I want to tell you that as we are ascending and growing and shifting and changing, there's going to be less of a need to know exactly what's coming up in the future and more of a need to just trust the pathway, right? This is going to happen to you more and more and more. And so for me, when I get this feeling inside, I know something's changing, but I'm not supposed to know everything about it. In other words, if I did know everything about my future, how boring, for one, right? For two, I wouldn't reach for anything. I wouldn't open my experiences, and I wouldn't open all of my abilities because I wouldn't need to. I already know what's coming up. You see? So all of the people out there that look for readings and they're just so desperate, begging almost for help and assistance, are missing the point of what they're going through. And if they could understand the point of what they're going through and, really look at it on a deeper level of what's really happening, then they would find that they don't need the answers. They need to change the way they see their life, right? The veil's lifting anyway, Be aware. Some of you are getting prophetic dreams. Also. All right, we're going to do this little bit of scrying here. Oh, sorry. You just went, I'm ready for a read. I never get a read. All right, 1 minute, everyone. Okay, I have this beautiful sage that my friend got me. And I am going to use it because it's going to give us some nice smoke. My husband loves it. He's like, have you been lighting that real special incense? You can tell a good quality incense because usually they're hand rolled and they're very, very thick. Like resiny, you know? Okay. You don't really need cleansing, little crystal, because you're always on my table getting plenty of cleansing. I'm going to start with this little, I'm going to start with the amethyst. Yes, I do still have some crystal balls. And I have some other types of spheres also, not just these, but these are fun to scry with, okay? So, whoever has chosen the amethyst, all right, I'm going to have to put a light source here. And this is how I do it. All right, a message for whoever is watching. What is coming in? Okay. All right. The first thing that I'm seeing, this is for the people that chose the amethyst, is I'm getting a great picture of a horse. And the horse is moving like hell speed, like galloping. And this horse is part of your animal guides, for one, and two, showing you that you actually have freedom, and freedom is coming. There's also a cat. For some reason, people's animals are really coming through right here through this amethyst. Okay, this little cat, this is a black cat. This is a black cat that passed recently. I want to say Melissa, Jason. There's some names coming at me, so I'm just going to repeat them. Merlin, Lucky, Bandit, Joy, Jiminy, like Jiminy Cricket, Rainbow, Tessa or Teresa, Hope, Tucker. These are could be people and animal names. Okay, I'm getting a mixture. Angel, Lily, Lucy, something like Willow, and a Chloe. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on looking. So there's a sensation here for those of you who chose the amethyst ball, that you're very heavy in energy right now. I'm also getting some dragons in here. You are very heavy in energy right now. Some of you have got a problem with your hands. Some of you have had some breathing issues. And you really need to focus on your sadness and your grief. And let it go. There's a message here of reaching the target. And someone is coming to help you to open the doorway. What the heck? Open the doorway. Maybe a new chapter or a new job is coming up. And there's a sensation of relief here. I'm also getting this sensation for some of you that have chosen the amethyst ball. This is going to be a large gathering, and I feel like it's something to do with either you're learning or you're teaching. I do also feel that there's a masculine energy or a male energy in this life that is very dark and controlling. And this is someone that you are close to or have been close to. But you actually are very, very protected. There's also another animal here, the deer. A rabbit. Lots of dogs. Dragons, of course. There's also a sensation for some of you that you must continue to expand your knowledge, because you're getting there. Like you're getting there, you're getting it. Everything's going to be okay. And there's something here about people who a dream is about to come true. It's someone, I mean, I guess, I don't know why I get told to say things sometimes, but, you know, medieval times and knights and, you know, shields and armor and castles and all that sort of stuff, Avalon, you know, the Grail, all that kind of magical type of energy. You know, there's this magical energy that you've had ever since you were small. And there's something that you wanted to have as a, like you wanted to make possible in your life. And you're being told that it is being made possible. Okay. All right. Wow, amethyst. Okay, cool. And if you chose clear quartz, this big one, sometimes it doesn't matter how big they are, you can get a reading. Sometimes the smaller ones are easier to handle. Okay, let's see what starts coming through with this one. This is for the people who chose the clear quartz crystal. Whoa. Okay, you have a huge connection with angels. The angels have got you. Okay, they're right by your side. There are also 2 elderly people who are in spirit now, grandparents, that are now guiding you as you move through into this future. You can't forget who you really are. I'm just sort of getting this very, very strong vibration that, you know, you might have broken away from spirituality for a little while for whatever reason, but you cannot forget who you are. Life is much better when you have your connection going on. There is a tree. Okay, it's this tree. There's a parrot. Okay. There's this tree vibration, which sort of reminds me of roots, right? Okay, so putting down roots, and also family members. Very, very, very strongly and grateful to you for changing this whole energy, this lineage. Okay, there's about to be quite a few different offers coming in your directions for different things. I feel like this full moon coming up is when things will really start to begin for you in your life. There's someone with a bad broken arm here. There's someone with a broken arm. Whew, it's hurting me. And they do that until I say something, right? If that makes sense. So this is a right arm, and maybe it wasn't taken care of properly. That sounds like me. But it's my left arm. Okay. I do all this work for everyone else and I forget, because I don't feel pain. I feel great until I go to do something and I'm like, oh, maybe I need to be working on that. Okay. Wow. So for many of you, there is this image of a witch, a baby witch, like a little girl going out trick-or-treating with the black cat. I mean, the whole thing is here. The whole thing is here. And this also just shows the ancestral connection. This has been around a lot. There is something that you really need to dissolve that is still connected to you, and it's causing a blockage, and it comes from a past life. Now, as far as your future, there are rainbows in here. There are many different opportunities. You need to take care of your health a little better, your mind, your soul energy. Focus yourself back into the direction you were going before. I feel like for some of you, there is someone new coming into your life very soon that's going to be very wonderful and helpful, very understanding of your situation. And not everybody is a lesson. Some people who come into your life are blessings. Now, we're shifting our dimensional energy right now rapidly. We're moving into these different timelines. You've got to be thinking, what timeline do you actually want? What do you actually want to see coming forward? Okay, see this, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a huge dragon in here. You are really connected. You are really protected. You want to do some dragon work, reach out. Okay, I'm also going to my courses are just going to have to be the thing that goes up, because soon you won't see me. You will just be able to see me when we do courses and things. I want to teach you everything. There's no point sitting on all of this knowledge. But yeah, we are going basically through a lot of transformations right now, a lot of changes, right? And we're going to have to remember that as we are moving forward. Now we're going to do a message from your loved ones. So 1 or 2, okay, really focus on it. Just a second, everybody. Okay. Oops. Okay. One or 2. Oh, you just love the smoke coming over the screen. I love it. Okay, I'm not going to use all of these cards. I'm going to get told when to stop. Okay, number 1. I have a new understanding. When our loved ones go to the other side of the veil, they have a lot of training in what it is they've been experiencing here on the planet and why they've been experiencing it, right? So they really have this new understanding of things going on, and they see you not as they saw you on earth when they were in the physicality, But you've got to remember they are seeing things from a higher perspective of heaven's embrace and the energy of the other side of the veil. So they have no judgment upon you. Of course, they want the best for you. They want you to wake up. They want you to be in the best life that you can have. But they're not sitting there saying, geez, you did that again. You made the wrong decision. That's really wrong. And I'm going to haunt you. Whoa. You know, it's just not like that. So they have this new understanding. They want you to have a new understanding as well. It is not your fault. Someone passes away, a baby dies, or something takes place that is so tragic. The first thing that we do as humans is go right to our blame, right to the blame game. And, you know, how could you have made it different? Nothing. It doesn't matter. If you're the Queen of Sheba, you couldn't have changed someone else's blueprint of life. So there needs to be a forgiveness, a healing, and letting them go. Look, I'm surrounded by loving animals. You know, these animals sometimes become advocates for other animals and help them come through and help them understand why they had such a short life, and help them to help their beloved, you know, to move on. And animals don't want you to stop having animals. They want you to give their bed to the next pet that comes along, to share their toys, you know. They want you to share that love with another animal. So make sure you're doing that for yourself. My death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. Yeah, even in the worst of accidents, that person, even though their physical body may look like it's going through pain, that person's soul energy vibration, if this is the end, is pulled out of that physicality, so they are not feeling it. This was something that was very adamantly shown to me. And of course, I do regression therapies, and there's been many, many horrific death scenes, etc. And they don't feel it. It's not what you think, you know. People are lifted and protected out of that body energy. Yes, as I said, the physical body may appear to be going through agony, but the soul vibration and the essence and the spirit is already out of that physical body. Okay? Don't hold on to anything. I'm with the rest of the family. Maybe you need to hear this as well. I watch over you every day with love. And sometimes, you know, you're going to have to look for signs in the sky and in the clouds, shapes, symbols, you know, energy. We are so connected, of course, and you are never, 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 ever, ever alone. Okay? Never. If you knew the support that you had around you, you'd never be afraid of anything again. And now you're being told, you've got to believe it though. Number 2, I have no more earthly worries. I was met by so many loving people. You know how rare it is for a soul not to cross over? And you need to know when a soul doesn't cross over, it's their own choice. They're not ready. They're scared for some reason. But, you know, 99.99999 trillion% of people easily cross over. And although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. You're going to be able to put the pieces together. You need to be able to free yourself. The energy of I'm not dead. You're alive. So your ancestors are part of you. They're still walking around. You're giving them eyes to see and lips to speak, feet to walk, you know, hands to hold. They are still experiencing through you. And you need to remember that love is eternal. There is no such thing as death, see? It doesn't die. It just continues to get stronger and stronger. My mind is free. How many people do you know that were, you know, your loved ones, your family members or whatever, that were always confused, and maybe they had Alzheimer's. Maybe they had dementia in some way. My dad had brain cancer. You know, he went from knowing everything to not even knowing what you can buy at the shop. What can you buy at Walmart, Dad? He said, bread. And I'm just like, oh my God. You know, it was really hard. This is a college professor. So their mind is free. Okay, everything about everything about stepping into this doorway is freedom. Life is a series of choices. Make sure that you are choosing love every step of the way. Love for yourself, most importantly. One more. I'm learning over here. Maybe they were too stubborn to learn here or listen. I know my dad had the wrong idea about what I do. You know, my brother Nathan told me it's up to me before he died. Or just after he died, actually, when I spoke to him. But he told me it was up to me. You know, they all have this little sign or this little message that you will know that it's them as well. So I hope that that's, in a sense, helpful. If you do want your own reading in connection with loved ones, in connection with animals, any kind of questions you can ask me. And what I do is a video for you. And you also get the audio file as well. There is no type of reading that you can't ask me for, even if you don't see it specifically advertised at my website. You know, make sure you just ask, okay? And I will help you. Okay, the next thing that I want to do, I know we're doing a lot of oracles, is a shapeshifter oracle, because these messages have just come out very powerfully over the last few days. So someone is really feeling something right now rather heavily, and you don't need to. Like you're carrying something. I've got someone desperately trying to get your attention. Hang on. Oh. Okay, these 3 cards are what we're doing. And then we're going to also do some cards that have the same kind of images. Okay, the first one is the Frog Princess. Heed wise counsel and listen. Okay. It is not time to do what your heart, mind, or other part of yourself tells you to do. It's time to listen to what an established and very experienced authority in the field of medicine, law, or diplomacy has to tell you. No matter how much people try to persuade you that you know best, no matter how much you believe that, the frog appearing to you here tells you that there is wise counsel about, and it's worth staying quiet and listening to what is suggested by others, and then talking this through alone with a trusted person. It's not the time to think it over yourself, because you're missing something important, something that you're not seeing clearly. The more you listen, the more fertile, healthy, and true your actions will be. It doesn't matter what you think you know, there's more to learn. Listen to wise counsel, no matter how important you already are. Okay? There's no shame in having to ask sometimes. And, you know, having someone there that you can ask also feels to be the position here. You know, sometimes even with healing practices, right? So someone will have a problem in their body, and, you know, we do all of the healing, and they need to get that problem part that's dead inside taken out. You know, so sometimes healing is not about just dissolving everything and making everything great. It's bringing things to the surface to be taken care of. Some people with their eyes, you know, there can only be so much that can be done on a life pathway by the angels. The rest is going to be up to the person to fix, to see things clearly, to look at life differently, to open their eyes basically and see what's really happening. So this is something about just waking up a little bit, and don't be afraid or ashamed to ask for help when you need it. Bats in the belfry has come up. You can achieve great things. Okay, what number are you? 7? So you managed to actively show through the choices you've made that it's possible to do what others once insisted couldn't be done. You've clearly shown that the miracle that is your life is a result of the decisions that you made to no longer be limited by fear and conditioning. You've been so very brave. The choices before you now are expansive. Don't become too lightheaded. Consult yourself and heed the advice of others who have broken free and are flying high. This does not make their advice right for you in a rote and formulaic way. It makes their example authentic, far more so than those who suggested that you stay small than you obviously had it within you to be. That's basically, you know, my story is that everybody tried to just end, to stop me from growing, to stop me from having this life, to stop me from growing my abilities and my inner self, and all kinds of things were going, you know, fighting against it. My old, you know, life, past lives, etc., of, you know, being the witch and being the wizard and being the seer and being, you know, the person that was persecuted and, you know, hated on. It was very hard to come out in this life and be the person that exposes themselves to ridicule again and again and again, when this person has already had so much ridicule, so much pain and so much heartache, that, and they care still so much about humanity that they were willing to put themselves out on a limb to teach. And that's me. And I get stopped. I might have told you the story before. People who are into witchcraft, or maybe they're a herbalist, or maybe they're a naturopath, or maybe they just do their little, you know, white witchy stuff or green witchy stuff or whatever it is. They see my soul energy and come right up to me, you know, like almost touching me to be next to me because they can see it. I don't know how many times people have said, "Oh, you're a white witch, Becky." I'm like, I'm nothing of the sort. I don't want to condone, or what's the word? I don't want to contain myself into any one thing, if that makes sense. I don't want to condone witchcraft or anything. I know that most people are really good about it. But it's not something in this life that I looked at and said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to conform again to what their beliefs are. No. So you also have this thing where you're trying to fit in somewhere, but really you are the space that you fit in. You have to own and acknowledge yourself. Wear your hair however you want, dress however you want, speak however you want, believe whatever you want, live however you want, without worrying about Tom, Dick and Harry. And that's people's problem, is that they're too worried about everybody else's business. And that's what's going on now, you know. The world can't survive with hate. And I don't see it continuing for much longer. We're going to get through this. Okay. So, you can achieve great things. Pose brave flight. You will not let fear stop you this time. Will you? Right? So, you're going to be offered a chance to do something out of your normal reality. And instead of thinking it through again and again and analyzing its risks until you're immobilized, Pose Brave Flight asks you to take the suggestion of another and fly high. There will be a message that comes to you via a telegram or a letter. And it'll be up to you whether you respond in person or whether you ignore the call. This could be a trip where air travel is involved, or an experience where you will have to take some chances and be uncertain of what will happen. Isn't that hard, right? So you must allow uncertainty to enter your life, which is being slowly killed by all the safety. Take the chance, travel, explore, and overcome a fear of flying. All will be worth it, for you will discover something wonderful about yourself in return, that you are brave and capable of greater things. We have to step up now. We're moving into these new cycles. So we don't want to we want to listen to the wise counsel. We're going to achieve amazing and great things when we accept ourselves for who we are. And someone's coming forth who might recognize you recognize your talent, know who you are. And, they're going to give you a chance on something. What are you going to do? Going to step out of your comfort zone a little bit? You're going to be supported no matter what you decide to do. Okay? So sometimes we need these cards. I really like these cards. I feel connected to them. I don't often do them on video, but it's just something a little bit different. And away we go. Now this same artist, Jasmine Beckett Griffith, is my next cards that I'm going to use today. You see, aren't they cute, right? The Beautiful Creatures deck. I'm going to use these, and I'm also going to use my charms. Okay, so let me just move this stuff out my way. Oops. Oh, come on. Box, where are you? Okay, here we are. It's funny, I got some charms to, do this crystal reading and stuff, right? And inside the charm, I'm going to show you. Inside, these are just, cheap, sort of like plated, fun craft kind of, charms, right? They're not real sterling silver or anything like that, right? Wait a minute. But as I was going through the deck, as I was going through the entire group, I found this wolf. Okay, I found the wolf in there. And if we look on the back, it says 925, which is sterling silver. I don't think it was supposed to be in here. Yet it is. So I'm making a necklace out of that one for my huskies and my wolf energy. It was like it was just for me, Okay. My poor husband, he's up there. I think I made sure that they were all, looked after before I came downstairs. So they should be okay. Right. These cards are going to give us a message about the next, we're in the stage of ending one month and beginning a new one. Okay, so what's coming in for us? And then I'm going to do some charms really quick. Actually, I should probably do the charms first. Okay, let's get a quick look at that. Isn't this fun? Isn't it like you're sitting in my room? Come on, let's do the charm. Oh, let's do the cards. Oh, get the crystal ball out. My friends know me. Okay, asking for a message for everyone who's listening. Oh, yikes. Okay. All right. These things are far away from us. So our restrictions is far away. These things are they're not even going to be part of the reading, okay? We're going to look at this stability right here. Okay, you got stability. This is us. We're very, very protected. Can you see? Look at that. Now, if I find, we've also got this stability here. We've got this new direction coming very soon. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up. Our healing's there as well. And I'm going to push this down. Okay. Because this is what I want to focus on. I want to get him out the way. This is representing us. And we have underneath. This is far away from us, and this was danger. So good. All right, we have the cat here. So underneath you was someone that you considered to be a friend, and you got rid of them. You let it go. At least you let it go in your mind, right? Or something here. Okay, see the key and the airplane? That is coming up soon, okay? And that's something that will be communicated to you, okay? Something a message that's coming in to open up the key to your destiny, right? We have this as our steadiness, okay? Just got to move it a little bit. Now this one, out the way, that's a new experience. That was right next to us. So we have this cat that you got rid of. We have a party coming up, fun, excitement, romance. Okay, we have a transformation here. We have something that took a long time to come towards you. These were all underneath us, right? So these are all around us. There's music here. Dragons are right here. Oh my God, our dreams, our goals, our visions. Stepping into a new experience. There's another key right here. Hope we're going to see this. There's a key. Right? What's this? Come on now. Flip. Oh, there's another cat. Okay. So there was a couple of people you had to let go of. See, when we see cats, although, this was a good friend, this was a bad friend. Cats are generally someone who's two-faced, not a true friend. Like just when it's coming out in my readings, this is how I'm doing it. This is not every cat in the world. And I'm shaking my thing like this. Okay, here's the angels, here's the love, here's the turtle. Okay, so we got the stability, we got the bee of prosperity, really good. Money's coming in, folks. Some of you are getting a package. Okay, what else do we need to see here? So there's our dreams. There's our dragons right there. Okay, here's we're cutting this situation out of our life. We have a new experience. Okay, here's we have the bat. All right, so the bat was underneath it. It was covered up. As much as they're trying, your enemies can't get to you. You do, however, have to make sure that you're looking closely at paperwork or something like it that's coming from your family. This is for some of you. There's travel with regards to a relationship or fun here. Again, something is trying to block that from happening. It's not working. You have a prosperity here, and you have the arrow going in the right direction because that was towards you. Here's your music. Okay, here's your stability. Again, there's your abundance. Stability with the anchors. Obviously, love anchors. Love and relationships. Okay, there's that dragon. Oh, there's another dragon. Okay, so that just proves my point. That the dragons are very, very close. Loyalty is here. Someone's delayed from getting to you for some reason as well. There's always a reason for everything, as we know. Here's your grounding. You're very grounded. Very lucky. You're headed in the right direction. and a new beginning starts. There's a lot of peace coming forward as well, and a gift. Now this is like a very expensive gift coming towards you. Yeah, this is coming from a female. Very lucky. Look, see the gift here? This is coming towards you. Again, this bat's trying to stop. See, we have 2 bats trying to stop us. It's not working. This is an older person coming to help you. There's also a spiritual energy around you. You're being very, very protected spiritually. Okay, you need to remember that. Again, here's your angels close by. How awesome, right? Okay, we'll do more. But first, I'll do these charm readings separately. Again, probably when I do your own video, I can do them for you. Now, our 2023 readings are coming up, so you should be able to start buying them by next week. Okay, so you can get them done or I can get them done. You're not going to get anything done for next year, for 2023, a 12-month forecast for you. Okay. Whew. All right, so I love those little charm readings. They are quite accurate, I've found as well. And I really love to teach you the tarot, so I hope that you're going to consider being a part of it, paying it off, doing whatever you want to do. Okay, if you're a patron, you'll always get discounts, so that's always a bonus. Okay, so we need to know what is coming up in the very near future between now and November 2022, or November 8th, 2022. So, okay. Okay, everyone, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these cards. The Empress, the Hanging one, 5 of Wands, okay, get some more. Oh, they're just flopping out at me. Ace of Cups. Aren't they cute? Look at these. All right. So we're moving into these cards now. All right. So I'm going to try to get this super nice for us. Okay. Okay. And then I'll explain them as we're going through. So the first thing that keeps coming out for many of our readings is the Empress card, okay? And in this case, we also have the Emperor, and this is our sovereignty and our creativity. We also have, as we're looking at the major cards, we have the Judgment card come up, and we have the Hanging one, or the Hanged Man, coming up here as well, right? We have beginning cards, we have relationship cards, we have what's this word? Inspection cards, okay, rivalry, etc. So coming up here for between now and the new moon is we have a great deal of connection with the Empress energy, and the Empress energy is focused itself on the energy of creativity and abundance. And we say creativity because the Empress is very much like the mothering, nurturing type of card. And that would mean that the Emperor would be like the fathering card as well. So the Empress is suggesting to you harmony and stability in your domestic life, right? Creativity, abundance, harmony, a path to spirit through the senses, you could say. So it is connected with Venus, which is connected to Libra and connected to Taurus as well. And we know that Venus is about beauty and love and beautiful things around you. So while certain cards form their intuitive impulses, like for example, the High Priestess, then we move into the Empress, where there's a little bit more understanding of your intuitive powers. There's a little bit more understanding about human nature. There's a little bit more understanding about the efforts required to keep a relationship going. You know, and it might be likened to a young girl having some ideals of how a partnership should be, how she should be adored and, you know, adorned with I don't know, gifts and given all this stuff and just treated like a princess. For some people, that's what they want. And if they don't get it, then it's not love. You know, when you're older, there's this sensation of you've already been there, done that, and, you know, you've experienced in life, and you actually recognize where your energy is wasted, because no one can make you happy except for yourself. And if you have an ideal of what love is, but you don't give it, then you may never see it either. You know, it's got to be balanced. So the Empress is also talking about that. Okay, talking about balance. And if it was in a relationship, it's moving to the next stage of a relationship here. If it's just in general, it can suggest that you're going on a trip soon to the countryside, or you're taking a break, or you're reconnecting, rebalancing yourself as well, bringing stability at home. Okay. So I really like to see the abundance come through with the Empress, and there's just this sure understanding that everything is going to be absolutely fine. You know, it's just, you're going to have to deal with it. So what goes along with this waiting game here of the Hangman or the Hanging One? And this is a pause, like a reflective time. And people don't like seeing the Hangman because it just implies that you're going to hang. It implies suicide. But let me assure you that there are many combinations in the tarot that teach you about what to look for if there is something like that going on, right? So if there's going to be a suicide, there are certain cards that come up. There are certain cards that come up with actual death, certain cards with accidents, all kinds of things, all right? But it's never by itself. It has to be surrounded by other cards that reflect this. So in a general sense, you know, the card of the Hanged Man or the Hanged One here, which is really connected into looking at things differently, right? Suggesting a time for surrender, suggesting that it's time you could gain a great deal by just allowing life to happen instead of trying to focus yourself on the future has to be this way, or it has to be that way, or when's it coming and what's happening, and I keep seeing this shit going on, and you know, why is my life like this, and why are things upside down, and nobody gets me and nobody understands me, and I always have friends that do the dirty on me, or a partner that cheats, or a parent that is needy, or a kid that just, you know, doesn't stop, and I have to spend all this money, and then the animals, and then this and then that, and woe is me, my life sucks, oh my God, I might as well give up. That kind of energy only keeps you going in that kind of energy. So you really have a sort of a chance here to surrender and look, allow yourself to have abundance by not focusing on it not being there. It's very, very simple to do. you know, and putting yourself in that energy of allowing yourself to receive. It's very difficult, otherwise everyone would be doing it. So it's not saying that, but it's not a time to struggle. If someone is hanging and they are struggling, it's very quickly going to end, isn't it? Right? So be still, reflect on your past actions, think about your future plans as being easy, not difficult. And remember, everybody has their journey. You can't fight yourself anymore with how things are going to happen or might happen or should happen or could happen. It just is. Life just is at the moment. And this inner fighting all of the time has to stop. So in a relationship type of situation, again, this is also about reflecting, withdrawing from everyday life, reflecting on this inner peace and calm. Okay. And you may be vague. Sometimes this comes out when we're like, hang on, what just happened? My husband and I, for the life of us, we had just said some movie or something, The Stranger, I think it was. I'm like, okay, someone said something about this movie, The Stranger. It's a true story, right? And so we go to look for it. And we're like, what the hell was that movie called? Oh my God, we're just sitting there like, in seconds it was gone, right? It was just gone and from our brain. And I'm like, I can't believe this. I'm like, I cannot remember, you know, the name of this movie. Like, it was gone. So there's this sense of vagueness. All of a sudden, zoom, you zap out and you're like, oh, what was I saying? What was going on? So this zapping out times is actually you jumping into next phases of life, but also having introspection, having time to look at things clearly. Noticing that that's happening to you is a really good sign. When you notice that these little things don't even matter, like the name of a movie, like who cares? Didn't even matter. Now, this could be going on about a relationship where, you know, you're feeling kind of weird. Doesn't mean you're feeling weird in the relationship. You're just like going through your own thing. And sometimes people take that as, oh, you're being really distant. What's wrong? What's up your butt? You know, something going on with you? Do you have something to tell me? And you're like, no, I'm actually just sitting here. Like, I'm in the stillness. Like, shut up. Right? It's not about you. So sometimes when you're being inner quiet, and you just don't even know what you're doing or why you're doing it, the other person's there like, what's going on? What's happening? There must be something. Right? And it's like, no, it's actually nothing. That's the point, you know. So there's a good connection here if you want it, also with a relationship. And, you know, the Ace of Cups here bringing in the new, it's giving you that message again of a newness. Doesn't mean a new relationship. People are like, I don't want a relationship. That's fine. There's a newness here of how you feel. See? There's a newness in how you feel, and you have to acknowledge it. So the Page of Swords can be tricky, okay? Because the Page of Swords is very focused on gossip as well. Not everybody wants to hear gossips, okay? Really don't. I can't do, like, if any of my friends or whatever are just constantly moaning about somebody else, it's like, I don't want to get caught up in it. Like, I don't want to know. I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's none of my business, right? So it's a journey. There's news. There's news about an idea or a plan that you currently have. In a relationship, you are making your dreams realities, okay? You don't want to be withdrawing too much or for too long. And if you feel like you are withdrawing in a relationship or in friendship or a connection or a partnership or a situationship or whatever it is, if you feel like you're being vague, just say, look, I don't know. I'm in outer space right now, okay? I'm just dealing with my, whatevers. I'm allowing myself this time, you know, and just, it's nothing personal. I don't even know what it is. I'll figure it out though, you know. So, and that happens from time to time. You're just going to be vague. And it's usually when you're going through a very, very transformative and transformational time. So this is all coming through for us, right? As we move into November. And we have the Emperor and we have the Judgment. So the dogs are running past the window. It's cute. So when we have the Emperor come up, we have Aries, we have Mars that's going on right now. The Mars energy anyway. And it's a disciplined approach to your life as well. So it's success through this discipline and practical efforts, etc. A time of great stability in your life, right? So one of the archetypes of this card is the Father. And the Father is supposed to also connect with the laws of society, structure, social stability, right? The Emperor can represent a person who is like a judge or a policeman or someone responsible for keeping the order and the structure. And this may be someone that you're connected with, you know, traveling to see or hearing from or information coming through. We keep getting this travel vibration. You know, sometimes when that's coming up, it's that you're traveling within yourself. You know, you're journeying. You're going through this big, massive shift. And, you know, you have to allow yourself room to actually go through it, right? So the last card here is the Judgment card. And the Judgment card is about clarity coming in. A time of clarity, an answer to a question, clear judgment in any kind of circumstance that you might be going through. A time of understanding what you've learned from trials and challenges, right, as well. The sort of like linear time, universal time, some level you've arrived at your destination. You are still progressing through into your energy of the next phase as well, and getting into your clarity a little bit more, right? So it can also describe an awareness of your own spiritual purpose and the steps that you're going to take to get to it. And you're going to need this like vagueness and just pulling away. You have to have that. Everybody has to. I've had it for years. Just like people are like trying to call me or get in contact with me that I've known for years. And it doesn't, it's like it's already been answered, yet they're waiting for my answer, if that makes sense. It's like, I don't, you know, I'm doing this right now. I don't want to be working after work. I don't want to be solving problems after I've been solving problems all day. I don't want to be known as the friend that fixes everything. I want to be known for me and my personality, and all this is a bonus, you know. But when people just come because they know that you've got the answers, but any other time they don't want to hear, that, you know, you just pull away. You just got to. So the energy here is about judging yourself, making sure that you're not doing that harshly anymore. You're not going through any of these karmic lessons. You're not looking at your past actions and saying, well, I must have been really bad in a past life because here I am. Here we go. Right? Here I am again in this crappy situation. It's like, no, this is not being done to you. Like, your life is not about, you know, being punished, right? Even though it feels that way a lot of the time. And we go into this, I've got to fix it mode. I've got to change it. Or yeah, that would be my luck. This happens, right? But that comes from a place that is not needed in a happy future. Like always picking up on the negative of your life and going into I thought so is not going to magically change it into this life on the beach with your own house up on the hill and a big swimming pool and that, you know. It's just going to the negative mindset will always lead to a negative outcome. And we have to catch ourselves, even in the smallest of problems, you know, because when something comes up, the way that we react to the something that comes up shows us whether we've healed from it or not. And we really have to get this correct. You know, I feel more than ever that there is this powerful vibration of change that really needs to happen. And it's happening on all levels. So we can't just expect something to occur, you know, we can't just expect something to occur that is going to be happening to us and fixing us without first putting any effort towards it, right? So here's the advice. Let's look for a little bit more. Finishing off here, we have the Temperance card of balance and the King of Pentacles. See? So as we understand the smaller judgments we have, the habits we have. So for example, if you're someone that's in chronic pain, okay, so you're always in pain all of the time, it just hasn't stopped, you can spiral down into a mood faster than most people, because there's no break, there's no reprieve. It doesn't feel like it's ever going to end, and you're just putting up with it, smothering the physical pain with tablets and chemicals and doctors and the wrong advice and this test and that test, when you're really just using all those things to avoid what was really going on in the first place. And if you're in physical pain, you most likely are in physical pain because you are not grounded, one. And by that, there's a whole lot more than just, okay, I'm just going to ground myself and my physical pain goes away. No, it means that you come back into your physical body, that you have left your physical body a long time ago, and you left it and you were destroyed by what was happening to you, and out of a traumatic response, you jumped out of your physical body, and you've been trying ever since to get back in the spirit of who you are. And you flee. You fled many situations, and then you feel that others have fled from you. So there's a rejection. You're rejecting grounding yourself. You're rejecting coming in. You're rejecting your feelings. You're looking for someone to give you a solution that works, and you're avoiding the very thing that works. All the rest of it is going to make things worse for you. So admit to yourself that your trauma is valid. Admit to yourself that you get yourself into a habit of having affliction. And if you can understand why you're punishing yourself, why are you doing that to yourself, then you will break free from having to suffer as you believe you should be, and you will break free from it and heal and never go back to that old self again that was suffering for no reason. Okay? And there's more to it than that, but we are in this phase now where we've got to get it together. We've got to be leaders for the humanity, because humanity is about to see a truth that they never knew existed. They're about to see, you know, the change that they have really wanted to see for some time, and the repercussions of people who don't get their own way, and how that looks on a grander scheme or a grander scale. How it looks when someone who has had control and dominion over the populace is gone. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. As much as we don't like our abusers, we may be staying with them because what else is out there may be worse. So we've got to watch that we're not sympathizing with the people who have tried to destroy us for eons. Not just in this now, for eons. The control has been there. Do my destiny code. Learn about it. You know, there's so much more than what's in the destiny code in part 1 and part 2. It's all free for you all. But life will change. And so as we move into November and we start seeing these changes coming in, we may feel a little frightened of what we don't know. So just tell yourself that, you know, fear is not fear, it's excitement. It's a good thing. Good things are coming, even if there's crap going on all around us. We always have our glass half full kind of attitude, right? And instead of half empty all the time. So, you know, we are moving in our fullness because that's who we really are. And the great lie has been that we are weak and they are strong. Please be careful with that vibration. As we move into November, we open up ourselves to another round of energy for the next 4 weeks or so. Full moon in Taurus energy eclipse. I will be doing more and more and more as we get closer to that. Okay. Think about the things that are on offer here. I know that not many people watch these longer videos, but I'm grateful to all of you. I do try to do these as education as well. And I need to go for now, but I will send you lots of love, many blessings. Stay strong, and bye for now.